Hello, everyone. Welcome to Microsoft Community Insight Podcast, where we share insights from community experts that stay up to date in Microsoft. Today, we have a special episode called Inside Co-op Translator Journey, and a special guest called Minseok. Can you please introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hi, Nicholas, and hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. My name is Minseok, and I'm a Microsoft AI MVP and open source maintainer. Most of my work focuses on building AI-powered tooling for developer documentation, and one of the main projects I maintain is called Co-op Translator.
Yeah. So I know I know it's within the Microsoft GitHub repo. We just want to dive into the story behind it. So how did you create it? What was the idea you thought of?
Oh yes, there's so many stories I wanted to tell you, but why I started to build Hope Translator. Um, it is directly from my frustration to read English documentation because, as you know, I'm not a native English speaker.
Yeah.
So yes, for me it is very hard to read English documentation, especially for technical documentation. Um, so when I was contributing to the FI cookbook, which is the official documentation of small language model called FI, I suggested translate. I suggested the Korean translations to the maintainers, and during that conversations, he introduced me into Co-op Translator project. At the time, it was just a prototype and POC built by a student hackathon team, and I decided take it over, and I re-architectured it into a fully functional command line tool, and it is eventually moved into under Azure Microsoft Azure organization tool.
Was it part of like an hackathon in where you live in Korea? Or was it online, one of those online hackathon that someone
Oh
created
yeah,
it? I you on the team created it and then you just take over it.
yes, absolutely. And it evolved a lot it evolved a lot since I take over.
Okay. So what hackathon was it part of when it started?
Oh, I'm sorry, Nicholas.
What hackathon? You said you started it with, it was first created with hackathon. You did a hackathon with group of people.
Uh, I meant was it was kind of hackathon project
Okay.
built by students. It
Okay.
is yeah.
Nice. And you take over it. And at the moment, I can see it's got lots of lights, and then now it's within the Microsoft Azure GitHub repo. And
Yeah.
so, are you the are you the? Can you tell me the main purpose of it? Is it just translating documents?
Technically, I would like to focus on automation, not translation. But you're right. The main purpose is translating document, but the real reason why Corp Translator exists is maintaining multilingual documentation always up to date. Because there are so many translator tools, but most of them is focusing on just translation feature, but Corp
Yeah.
Translator is focusing on automation that keeps always up to date. So the trans so that the translations always be in sync every time the source changes.
Okay. So whenever someone created a document in English, uh, it would just normally translate it to different languages using that translator, whether it's a new
Yes,
Markdown file.
yes, your Markdown files and images and notebook files also, and it is treated like a automation process.
Okay. So at the moment, currently, are you the only maintenance, or is it others as well, active maintenance?
Currently, there are two maintainers officially, including me. One of other maintainer is um, currently not activated, but sometimes he contributed to that open source, especially in terms of image translation feature. And I'm focusing on Markdown and notebook translations and other overall translation feature.
Okay, so you break down the features between different maintainers to look after to maintain it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I saw that it got different upgrades now. So what's I saw it's being used by like lots of repos and as well. So in within Microsoft, so it's been downloaded quite a lot of time translated. So how are you using the languages? Are you using Azure AI Speech or Language Studio?
We use Azure OpenAI for translator, and because of flexibility, technically Azure AI Translator currently supports a lot of languages, but um, currently in some languages, kind of Nigerian Pidgin, it is variation from English, but it is not supported by Azure AI Translator, and we since we use Azure OpenAI instead of the translator, we can support that languages. And the other reason is it is very easy to handle Markdown documentation combined with some code and text. Azure OpenAI can handle it very well, so I decided to use Azure OpenAI.
Okay. Can anyone contribute? Can anyone, like, if they want to help within the repo, do they need to contact you? Contribute? Start
Uh,
contribute?
yes, of course. Fortunately, a lot of contributors have been contributing to the co-op translator. Especially, I want to say in that podcast, um, I'd like to say thank you for those contributors who were what I want to say is the native speakers, because
Yeah.
reviewing translations is that I can't do that because I can speak English and Korean, but for translating some Japanese or Chinese or some Estonian, there
Yeah.
are so many languages to need a review, uh, but fortunately, many contributors from over the world come to my repo, and they gladly review the translations, and I'm really grateful of that contributions.
Yeah. Because you definitely need someone to review the translation, because you can't, like, say, trust Azure AI language
Yeah,
translation to do it. Just
because
make sure it's that the the accuracy of the language. So it's always good.
yes, we need a process to review it to add a new
Uh,
language in
yeah.
Top Translator.
Okay. So currently, is there any new features being added to it recently?
Yes. Currently, we are focusing on stabilization instead of adding a new feature. Uh, of course, right now I'm actually working on extension of Coq Translator called localized flow. Uh, One of the challenges we found um, using Coq Translator is when you deal with really large documentation, GitHub Action 6 hour limit can be restrictive. So for those larger workflows, we are moving using Azure container jobs instead of using GitHub Actions. That way, we can handle longer translation processes without hitting the time limit. So the I'm focusing on like kind of stabilization using migrating some using a building a new service that centralize the server and then to handle a large documentation, especially um, Microsoft repositories can be very large, and sometimes it makes a lot of error to while working it. The reason can you see
Yeah.
can you see my screen well? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the reason made me into building localized flow to overcome the limit GitHub Action 6 hour limit. It is a kind of a control panel of managing translations by your repos. So
Okay.
if you just
So what does it mean by localized flow? Is it something that you run local on your computer without like?
yes, it is. Think about this way. It is a kind of hop translator, but it is hosted by a centralized server. So when you just push this automate button,
Yeah.
From now on, this localized flow watches your repo and just localize it whenever the source changes. It is same as the hop translator did. It is using hop translator, but built on top of the hop translator.
Okay. But
Yes.
is it how is it connecting to the repo? Is it just using the API?
Yes, it is kind of GitHub app.
Git,
So
yeah, GitHub APIs, right, to connect to it.
yes, you're right. So if you click this button, um, you can connect your repo at the GitHub homepage, and you can just use use Code Translator in the website very easily.
Okay. So if someone wants to just connect to the like the localized flow API without having the GUI, like put it in like in code, like Python code, can they do that?
Currently, we just support UI by through
Okay.
connecting to this page, but I think users who want use code to connect it, I think we recommend you just use Code Translator instead of localized flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's easier way.
Okay. So once you connect to the repo, what's it doing? I can
Yes, we
see
can.
you can.
Yes, we can configure the translation type for the target languages and kind
Okay.
of languages. We can manage jobs here and just click automation button. Um you can receive automated PR whenever the source changes.
Nice. So you can be specific like which file you want to translate, whether to uh like different language, you chosen language as well. You don't need to translate the whole repo as well.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. How many language is it supported at the moment?
Yes, currently 54 languages supported. Um, all languages is contributed by the contributors who are native speakers.
Yeah. And you're always looking to expand that. So
Yes,
whether
I'm always looking for it. Yes.
I'm not sure how many languages around the world, but it's good to expand in it.
Yes, I'm happy to do so. I'm happy to find the contributors who are contributing the new languages to Code Translator.
Okay. Which other language are you looking for translator for?
Yes, I have. I would like to say, um, while I received so many contributions, I just realized there are languages, but it is kind of region languages from India. I think I realized India has a lot of a lot of a lot of kinds of languages, and
Yeah.
I'd like to expand that languages to the region specific languages. That's what I
Yeah.
really want to.
So
Yeah.
whether it's India would be Hindu or something, so make it specific on like if it's like for example UK and US or Ireland, it'll be English or something like Spanish. Some South South Africa will be Spanish. So otherwise,
Yes,
if
it
you
is
do
correct.
specific city language, it'll be too much.
Yes, you're right. And technically, I have to add UK-based languages because currently it is English-based. We only support currently English-based, but we have to support UK in the near future.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because remember the language from UK and US is slightly different. How you different
Yes, you're right.
is fairly the same. It's the same that you can say maybe in India as well. So maybe there's a few different languages in India.
Yes, in
So
the first
so
is India. Yeah.
okay. So aside from India, is there any other languages do you want so we can try to get people to in within those native language to help?
Yes. What I've seen so far, um, I realize Azure Translator currently used in many projects, and Azure
Yeah.
Translator supports a lot of languages, but there are some weak point about the variation of languages. For example, English has a lot of variations. For example, Nigerian Pidgin is kind of variation, and there are so many countries using English, but it is slightly different from original English. I would like to support that by co translator.
Okay, so your main goal will be supporting all the languages that Azure Translator support, but native integrated with Coop Translator.
Yes, I think it is one of the benefit using co translator.
Yeah. I'm not 100% sure how many languages Azure Translator support, but I think it's quite a lot. So you could do a comparison between the Coop Translator to
Yeah.
see which languages you're missing, and then you could try to find out if there's any potential uh, translator that could review it later on if you need to, because we're trying to be the aim is trying to be the main translator for documents for different languages around the world. So that's the main aim, to make it more accessible to people that doesn't have, like for example, no English or Korea stuff to understand.
Oh, yeah. I really hope so.
Okay, so what? So if you want to translate, for example, a document, for example, in Chinese, you would just use that co-op translator and then point it to your repo. Why if it's like, uh, does it only support MD file? What kind of file does it support?
Currently we support Markdown files and images and Jupyter notebook files. Currently, it does we specialize supporting image.
Yeah.
We use Azure AI Vision for image notification, and we use Azure OpenAI for translator.
Okay, so it support quite a few languages, and you can actually does it. Would there be any feature like the support for different files, for example, PDF or stuff?
Currently, since we are focusing on automating the translation for educational GitHub repositories, um, they are combined with some Markdown files, images, and notebooks. So currently, we don't have any other plan to add a uh, supporting other types. But if users need in future, I gladly to add it.
Yeah. So I guess if there were any issues, can someone typically raise an issue on the GitHub repo and it will go to yourself or go to another maintenance if there is any recommendation for future improvements?
Yes, I received a lot of issues and the recommendations. The one issues I would like to say in here is
So let me put it back
uh
in.
oh no, it's totally fine. I would like
Sorry.
to say is the code translator, especially the code translator, deal with image translations, and
Yeah,
image translations trigger a lot of file storage. I mean, the image one of image has a lot of file size comparing to markdown files, and
yeah,
it causes some um, repo size. It cause big cause expand the repo size very much.
yeah.
So
It will increase the repo
uh,
size by the because I think it's looking at the pixel of the images. So
yes, you're right. When we translating 55 languages, we have to make 55 language version of the image. So it is kind of boom. So
wow,
many users who want to clone the Microsoft educational repo translated
yeah,
by 5 to 4 languages struggle to download it because of the heavy heavy size of images. So I have to find a way to resize the images or the better way to handle it.
yeah. Without actually reducing the resolution and the pixel, so you can only change the size. Okay, let's dive into some of the community work that you did. So I remember previously you were a student ambassador. So
Yeah.
do you want to explain how you get started and how you progress to be an MVP?
Mm, this Sorio become Sorio from student ambassador from Microsoft MVP.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah, yeah. Um, let me think for 5 seconds. I didn't expect it, yeah, honestly.
So when did you how long were you a student ambassador for? And how did you become an MVP?
Oh, yes. Almost 2 years ago, I became student ambassador. At the time, I wanted almost 2 years old. I became student ambassador,
Yeah.
and I I think um I really what from my thinking, I
Yeah.
think I suggested some kind of technical documentation to Microsoft tech community.
Yeah,
Um,
like Microsoft, Microsoft
yeah,
Learn, whether it's Microsoft Learn
yes,
modules and stuff. Yeah,
it is stuff like that. It is a kind of a tech blog, and as far as I know, student ambassador, if approved, we can upload by upload it. So I made a lot of contribution to Microsoft tech community,
yeah,
and during that during the contributions, I fortunately had a lot of opportunity to talk with some other MVPs in Korea or over the world and advocates like or maybe there are so many advocates in Microsoft and they gave me a
yeah,
lot of inspiration to me how to build how to use Azure OpenAI or how do I um, learn from cutting edge technology. I learned a lot from them, and one of and I eagerly contributed to the open source repositories, including like I said it before, the advocate manages one of the maintainer is Microsoft Advocate, and he introduced me into Code Translator. I started building Code Translator, and I think the project of Code Translator made me into become a Microsoft AI MVP.
Yeah, it's part of it, but it's part of it that is impacting other people and you're helping them like learn. So that's the main aim that I think it is. So aside from that, do you have any hobbies? Do you anything in your spare time than just maintaining the Code Translator?
Yes, I have a hobby. Originally, my hobby was open source contributions, but these days I'm really occupied with maintaining Code Translator. I have to find another hobby. My hobby is reading books. You can see before I have
Yeah,
a
I
lot
can
of
see a
books
lot of.
here.
I don't know if it's in
Almost of them
Korean.
I bought it.
It might be all in
Yes,
Korean, isn't it? Yeah.
yes, it is Korean, but someday I wanna read English native books. And one of my
Yeah.
hobbies is studying English.
Oh, really? You can still take it up for like as a like if you watch more about English movies or TV, you can pick it up easily. It's very.
Yes,
It takes
yes, you're
time.
right. Yes, I love watching English movie, and I really enjoyed English animation dubbed by English, and I think
Okay.
it really helps me a lot to speak English.
Yeah. Yeah. And are you going to any events? Are you going to any? You coming to the MVP summit in March? Any chance?
Not yet, because I'm currently occupied building some localized flow project. I don't have any schedule yet, but if I have a if I have a room for in my plate, I gladly participate in.
Last minute words or advice for people that want to build but don't know how to get started in open source, and how they can, like, for example, try how to get started?
I think that's a really great question, because including me, many students struggle with contributing the open source. The main reason is they don't know how to start open source contributions. I would like to tell my story about starting open source contributions. My first contributions was just fixing typos as some projects, uh, and in the Apache Foundation organization, and that is really simple process, but everyone can do it. And during that open source contributions, we can have a chance to discuss with other maintainers or other committers, and through that process we can learn how to contribute open source in the right way. And I think that that experience makes me become the maintainer of Code Translator also.
Yeah, I would say the main goal of any open source contributor is always try to see if you can help and improve something, whether it's a repo or specific some process that you want to improve. You can still improve it and like make the suggestion to the maintainer.
Yeah,
So that could be like open source contributor because you're suggesting improvements.
yeah, I really agree with you. The simplest way is suggesting a new feature and just replying in the any of issues. I can do it and I can handle it. That I think that's a starting point to contribute open source.
A lot for coming this episode. So hopefully everyone would know the importance of contributing to open source projects. And if you want to contribute to the code translator, you go to the repo on the Microsoft repo, and then you find any issues you would like to do, whether it's errors, any features issue, any grammatical issues, and then you raise a PR or just ping MinSock if there's any issues.
Yes, I really wish for. Thanks for having me, Nicholas. I
No
really
worries.
enjoyed.
Thank you, everyone.